Welcome to, in my personal humble opinion, it will probably be the sickest speech in all of Summit. In my opinion. Put a lot of time into this, a lot of effort into this. We got infield, we got new concepts, we got themes, we got all kinds of stuff. We got Julia in the back looking jealous. Why you jelly, bro? Why you jelly, bro? Don't answer that, it's okay. You have a mic, it's all right. Anyways, so what I want to do today is talk to you guys about the theme of killer instinct, all right? Killer instinct. So it's, despite the music here, it's not based on the 80s video game. Killer instinct to me is just like the ability to pull the trigger when necessary. The ability to get done what needs to get done when there's an opportunity to get it done. That is killer instinct. I used to be in martial arts a long time ago. I did mixed martial arts. I used to study this guy named, I think his name was Paul Vanek. He used to do Jeet Kune Do, like Bruce Lee's martial art. And he put up this video series back in the day called Killer Instinct. Basically like, if you're in a fight, right, you get into a fight, there's gonna be, your natural reaction is kind of gonna be either fight or flight. Somebody's gonna pull a punch on you and you either get shocked or you just launch into it. So it's the same thing with game and pickup. You could learn all the technical skills in the world that you want. We can sit here, we can make nice little flow charts about theory and yada, 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 it's all pretty. But then, when you're in the field, you're in the fucking trenches. When you're in the field, you're in the war. How do you naturally react when you're in the war? What are your instincts? What are your automatic go-tos? What are your patterns? What are your behaviors that actually are there for you to rely on when you're in those moments? Do you pull the trigger or do you hesitate? So today we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna explain some concepts. Today is all about fucking closing, all about pulling. So we're gonna talk about that, and then I'm gonna show you infield examples of hesitation, infield examples of what it looks like, infield examples of the window of opportunity, how to go through it, and just infield examples of all of that, all right? You guys excited? Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my personal style. My personal style I call like the abrasive gentleman frame or like grown-ass man game. I really don't sugarcoat it, okay? I just kind of tell it how it is. I tell it straight up. It's not for everybody. You're not all gonna resonate it. You're not all gonna like me. You're gonna be like, ah, Madison, he's okay. He's kind of a jerk sometimes. That's fine. I appreciate that, but I want to put that out there. I want to explain things how I'm actually thinking it, okay? I'll do my best to take a concept and break it down from many different angles, right? Like many different angles so you can absorb it. The angle I explain a concept might make sense to him one way, and the same concept might make sense to you if I explain it a different way. So I'm gonna take the concept, bam, 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 break it down from a whole bunch of different angles, and try to make it relatable. Give stories, give analogies, etc., so you can install the information in your mind. Most importantly, okay? Most importantly, there's two things happening here right now. Two things. The first thing is, I'm gonna give you guys a technical reference experience. You all hear about reference experiences, right? You guys know what that is, of course? You guys are like the creme de la creme of RSD's crew, so of course you know what it is, right? Reference experience, there's two kinds. An emotional reference experience and a technical reference experience. Those are the two kinds, okay? An emotional reference experience and a technical reference experience. So if I just give you a whole bunch of theory and things to do like step A, step B, step C, step D, that's a technical reference experience. What I'm gonna try to do today is gonna be like some brainwashing voodoo shit. I'm gonna attempt to give you guys emotional reference experiences. I'm gonna show you and me and students on screen, tell you what we're going through, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, so that you can then sit down here, right? Sit down here and watch it and be like, what would I do in that situation? How would I react? So you can live through us on the fucking screen, okay? That's what I'm gonna attempt to do. It's the first time I'm doing this, so, you know, it's fun, trying new things. So that's today. So first thing of killer instinct, I want to talk about quality. Quality. I haven't been out by myself in a while, but typically when I go out, I'm focused on one thing. From the first 5 minutes of the interaction, after like this interaction is socially hooked, I'm only focused on one thing, pulling. It's all I care about. It's all I care about. I don't care about a phone number. I don't care about a nice conversation. I don't care about good vibes. All I fucking care about is pulling. That's all I care about. And the only thing I care about pulling is a 9 or a 10. That's it. That's it. I'll have conversations with everybody. I'll chat with everybody. But in terms of everybody in the crew, I just care about pulling a 9 or 10. That's it. Now, that sounds a little cocky when I say that, a little like arrogant, like, because I'll go out and I'll still pull an 8 every once in a while, or a 7, or like a 1. That's not true. I'm just fucking it around. But I'll still go out and do that, and I'll still talk to everybody. But I'm only concerned with pulling a top quality girl. Now, the reason I do that is my mind is a little bit different. There's 2 types of people in this room probably, right? There's one group of guys, and I'll stand over here just to make the illustration. Maybe you group of guys over here, you're the guys that have to approach everyone, minimize time between the interactions, right? Maybe to do that to get into a zone. I'm the type of guy though, and there's be another group of people in this room, where if you do that, you're just fucking exhausted. You're just like, ugh. I'm actually naturally an introvert. You guys probably won't believe that, but I'm actually naturally an introvert. Sam is an extrovert, but I'm an introvert, completely. I would rather be home, like reading a book and doing nothing, right? Watching Netflix. The best part to me of Netflix and chill is the chill part. So the first group of guys, when they do an approach, they do an approach, and then they're just like, ah, kind of just like chilling around, like just chilling around for a bit, right? And then like, oh, there's a girl. They try to turn it on. Me, I'm happy. I'm just content, just chilling by myself. So I'm able to take that good vibe, bring it to the girl. Go back, chill by myself, have the good vibe, bring it to the girl. And the only reason I go for the girls of a certain caliber, when I say quality, when I say a 9 or 10, let me break it down. I mean a 9 or 10 in terms of like the way she walks through the room, the way she carries herself, the way she handles a conversation, the way she talks to strangers, the way she cosmetically chose her outfit, the way she stylizes her hair, the way she flirts and winks with me, the way she brushes my arm very sensually. Like all of that to me makes like a 9 or a 10, like a stunner of the club, right? So it's not just her facial looks, like her genetic gene pool if she won the fucking genetic lottery. It's not just that. So I'm going only for those type of girls. The reason why I go for those type of girls, and you'll see that in the infield here, is I'm trying to understand their world. I'm trying to be immersed in their world. I am not like by guy standards, like I'm not a 9 or a 10 by any means. I'm like a 7, in my opinion, right? I'm like a 7. But the way that I'm going to understand a top-notch, like high-quality girl is to just focus on them, focus on them, focus on them. So it's like what I think, it's like what I eat, it's what I sleep, what I breathe, what I piss on, what I shit on. That's a joke, by the way. I'm saying I piss and shit. That's not what I'm saying. It's a joke. Anyways, that's what I want to do. I want to focus on them exclusively, so that's all I know. So it's all I know. There's benefits and there's pros to that. There's cons and pros. So just what I'm saying is basically figure out which one you are. You're the guys that need to approach every single girl, or you're the guys that kind of are comfortable enough chilling back and targeting your energy and showing your energy when its time is right. Another thing in my game is I only play for the green. It's like a golf analogy. I only play to win. I only play to win. I don't bother wasting energy if I'm not going to play to win. I don't bother doing an approach if I'm not playing to win. I don't bother getting dressed and going to the club if I'm not going to play to win. Right now, I'm like, I don't even want to go to the club unless there's a camera. I'm like, no camera crew? We're not going. We're not going. No camera crew, we're not going to the club. I'm not doing you guys that go out with me now, they're like, I'm not doing the approach unless there's a camera here. I'm not doing the approach unless I'm playing to win. So what does that do? It gets me in the habit of giving 1,000% every single time. Every single time I go out, every single approach I do, I'm going to give 1,000%. Nothing but. Nothing but. What is that? It's an emotional commitment. An emotional commitment, okay? Killer instinct is an emotional commitment. You decide before you get to the approach if you're emotionally committed, if you're deciding to do this. A decision, the word, I think I learned from Tony Robbins, a decision means to cut off decisively, the origin of the word means to cut off any alternatives. There is no alternatives when I do an approach. No alternatives. I'm committed to it 100%. I think Julian has an analogy, he's probably gone because I scared him out now. Julian has an analogy where he says gun to the head approach, right? Gun to the head approach. Like if you had a gun in your head, could you fully commit to this? Not half commit, not 98% commit, not 99% commit, but 100% commit to this interaction. That's what I'm going for. I'm always playing for the green. Now what that means is, it's a golf analogy. If I'm playing golf, okay, and it's like a par 4 course, so I know it's going to take me 4 strokes essentially to hit the ball into the hole. I'm not aiming, like when I play, I'm not aiming to like go straight in. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm not aiming to like go around the trees. I'm not aiming to like bank it by the water. I'm not aiming to get in a straight place. When I play game, or do pickup or do an approach, I'm wham, aiming it straight for the green. That's all I care about, the end result. So the ball like drops, bam, right next to the hole. Literally and figuratively. Right next to the hole. That's what I'm going for. That's all I want. I'm playing to the green. I'm playing for the end. What that means is I'm playing with the end in mind. Does that make sense? I'm playing with the end in mind. I'm not saying, hey, let me go see how this approach goes. I'm saying, let me go pull this girl. Two completely different analogies, two completely different headspaces. I'm not thinking, hey, let's see if we can get these girls to spend time with us and have a drink by the bar. I'm saying, let's see if we can pull these girls. I'm starting with the end in mind. Whatever you focus on grows. It's like that old analogy, right? The law of attraction. Whatever you think about grows. If you're thinking about, well, you know, I'm not really tall enough, that's what your focus is on, that's what you're going to manifest. So I'd rather focus on the end goal, and then I'm going to manifest the end goal in my results. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, cool. Congruency test. All right, so there's a big thing in pickup called the shit test. You guys all know what that is, right? I think there's a big misunderstanding what a shit test actually is. I've thought about this a long time, because I think up until even like last year, I didn't completely know what a shit test was. So in your minds, just shout out some answers here, like crowd participation. What do you think a shit test is? What's your personal definition of a shit test?
She's testing that guy.
What? What's that?
Seeing if you're actually that guy.
Actually that guy, okay, what else?
Challenging you.
Challenging you? What else?
Testing to see if you'll break or not.
If you'll break or not. These are actually really good definitions. Back in the day, I had no idea what it was. You guys are actually really close. A shit test is like, well, it's on the screen, so it's kind of fucking cheating, right? A shit test is a congruency test. She's actually trying to just confirm that you are who you present yourself to be. You are that guy you present yourself to be. It's all about safety. She wants to be safe. She wants to be certain. If a girl is going to go home with you, let's face it, a girl that goes home with a stranger in an hour and has sex with a stranger, that's probably not the most morally sound, judgment call she's going to make in her life. I'm not judging girls that do it, because I do it too. But, when you really think about it, you stop and think about it, a girl that goes home with a stranger and gives her most precious possession of her vagina to a stranger in an hour, there's some other factors going on there. Who knows what those are, right? So a girl is going to do that. She needs to see that you are authentically who you're displaying yourself to be. You are 100% who you say that you are, right? She needs to throw bullshit at you in order to gather that information fast enough. Typically in the world, when a guy and a girl go on a date, it's like what? A guy and a girl go on dates, it's like maybe 3 dates before they hook up. Is that average, I guess, in modern society, North America? 3 dates before a guy and her girl hook up. So if she's going to hook up with you in 2 hours, she needs to get 3 weeks of dating squashed into 2 hours. That's where these shit tests come in, okay? She's trying to get that information, that data really quickly. What it is she's trying to see, she's looking for evidence. That's what it is, evidence. I call it evidence theory. Write that down. It's going to come up later again. Evidence theory. All right? Evidence theory. She's looking for evidence that you are that guy. She's looking for evidence that you are the fucking champ. She's looking for evidence that you are the boss. That's it. Nothing else. Evidence, evidence, evidence. I call it evidence because it's very primal, back in the day, caveman looking for evidence kind of shit. Are you the fucking caveman, right? Evidence. Now, how do you get the evidence? How do you show that evidence? Through obstacles. Everybody in game typically hates obstacles. Oh, the friends. Oh, the guy following her around that wants to steal her away. Oh, just before you get somebody right there. Oh, she's walking fast. Oh, she lives far away. Oh, there's a guy at the table that wants to buy her drinks. I love this shit. I love this. She's with her mom. I love this. She's with her dad. I love this. Every obstacle, write this down, every obstacle is an opportunity for you to give her evidence. It actually speeds shit up. Because if you can every obstacle is an opportunity for you to give her evidence. If you can overcome these obstacles, and I'm going to show you how, I'm not going to leave you hanging here. If you can overcome these obstacles, she gets all that evidence in a short period of time. Obstacles are your friend. Don't avoid them. Don't avoid them, right? We were doing day game the other day with some students, and there was a girl who was like marching fast, and the first thing you would think is, oh, she's walking down the street at Lincoln Mall very fast. I'm like, no, perfect. Because if I can do this, she will know, oh shit, who's this champ that's able to handle me walking fast in a bitchy mood, right? Every obstacle is an opportunity to show that you are that guy. It's evidence. I like the harder sets. I like the sets where the girls at the table. I like the sets where the girls with 4 guys. I like the sets where the girl's sitting on her boyfriend's lap. I like those ones, okay? It's not even a logical thing, it's like a biological thing. If a guy was able to overcome this evidence, like overcome these challenges, these shit tests, is that what you call them? He's the alpha male. He's like the guy whose semen that you need in you to procreate with and have healthy children that he can protect and take care of. It's just the laws of the fucking universe. You don't even judge it. Don't judge it. Don't say it's good or bad. It's just the laws of the universe, man. All right? Next thing in Killer Instinct. So I'm going to go through about 7 or 8 principles, and these principles are all going to relate to the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and be like, what concept is this? What concept is this, right? So you can't create attraction, you can only inspire. You cannot create attraction. Every time you walk up to a girl and you try to create attraction, you're fucked already. If you walk up to her like, oh shit, there's a really hot girl, let me try to like make her attracted to me. Okay. Hey, what's up, girl? Da da da. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, no, a little too blue. A little too blue. I love you. I hate you, dog. Right? If you go up and you try to create attraction, you're fucked. You can't create attraction in every girl. It's impossible. Derek was talking about this yesterday. He goes up to girls and tries to screen for the ones that are right for him. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm going up to girls and I'm finding the girls that resonate with my kind of attraction. All right? I'm not trying to get 100% of the girls. I'm trying to get the 10% that love me. 10% that love my style. 10% that love my swagger. 10% that love my way of communicating. 10% that love my way of being. I'm not trying to attract all the girls. I'm going up and trying to inspire the ones that resonate with me. When I say inspire, it's the difference between attraction and inspire is attraction is trying to go up to and manipulate. Inspiring is trying to go up and to like just display. Just display what I'm about. Show what I got going for me. Show what kind of a guy I am. Show what I like. Express my opinions. I love blah, blah, blah. I hate da, da, da. Share my thoughts. I'm trying to inspire her by sharing versus going up and trying to attract versus manipulate. I don't do that shit. Next thing is kind of counterintuitive. You don't need attraction to pull at all. That's the biggest mistake of game, I think, when guys try to pull. Most guys, and tell me this is yourself, this is you, it could be. This is just my thought. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. If you disagree, I'd love to hear some disagreements about it. I'm open to other ideas. But in my humble experience, about a decade of this, you don't need attraction to pull. One of the best guys I've ever seen in game in my life pulled every single night just by standing there. Just by standing there and chatting. Like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Very non-threatening. And then he'd leave with the girls at the end of the night. Every single night. Every single night. This guy actually used to be one of Jeff's assistants, and how Jeff told me to be an instructor with RSD. This is a guy who leaves a girl every single night. He never, ever had attraction. He worried about attraction later on when he got to the bedroom. You can pull with just comfort every single night. There's a lot of heads like, really? What? Yes. You can pull with just comfort every single night. As long as the girl is comfortable with you, she will leave with you. Is that true? Yes or no? Do you think? Okay. Now let me ask you, have you had girls that were attracted to you and didn't leave with you? Every fucking night. You walk into some girl, she's like, ah, and her friend's like, let's go, Sarah, right? Or she's like, she makes out with you, she's like, I can't, she runs off. So attraction is not the problem. As guys that focus on pickup and self-development, we're thinking about attraction all the time. How do I attract this girl? How do I attract this girl? How do I get her? How do I pull her? No, attraction is overrated. You can pull with zero attraction. You can pull with just comfort, okay? So essentially there's 3 ways to pull. You can write this down, okay? 3 ways to pull. This is the only 3 ways to pull. Actually, it's 4. 4, yeah, all right. Don't laugh at that shit. There's 4 ways to pull. The first way is you go with her and her group, okay? You go with her and her group, whatever they're doing. Like, hey, we're going to an after party. Cool, I'll come along. Hey, we're going to go and have some food at this pizza place that's really bad for us and has lots of gluten. Sure, I'm going to come along. You just have enough comfort with them to venue change. That's the first way to pull. The second way to pull is you bring her group of friends with you somewhere. Her and her friends. You move the whole group, her and her friends, somewhere. Hey, I know the best smoothie place in the city. You guys are going to love it. By the way, that's how you pull. You say, I know the best blank. You guys are going to love it. That's your pulling sentence. I know the best garbage disposal. It's in the city. You guys are going to love it. I know the best abortion clinic in the city. You guys are going to love it. I know the best, I know the best pizza place. You guys are going to love it. I know the best after party. It's really close. You guys are going to love it, right? You move the whole group. That's the second way. The third way is what?
Just isolate the girl.
Bam. You guys heard that? Isolate the girl. Isolate the girl. Try to get the girl off of her group of friends. That's the third way to pull. All right? You guys already know how to do it. You've seen a million videos about that. So let me ask you a question. How are you fucking up usually?
Always trying to isolate.
Bam! Did you just have a breakthrough moment right there? Did you or not? Yeah, okay, good. Dope. Always. Huh? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've definitely done both, but my go-to is always fucking isolate and then pull.
Yeah.
So be more flexible.
Be more flexible. Now you can isolate and pull. When you isolate and pull, you're going to get the majority of your closes that way. For stunners, for 9s and 10s, you got to move the group or go with the group most often. That makes sense? For a stunning girl, she's very rarely going to leave her friends. She's going to pull her friends with her, or you go with her and her friends, because it's just social alliances, social ties. I'm never trying to, I go for isolation as like a plan A, but I'm very quick to go into plan B, which is move the whole group to where I want to go, or plan C is to just go with. Right? Those are and then the fourth one is just like mystery. The mystery one that comes up and how to pull, I have never figured it out. Some guy might be like, hey, by the way, Madison, there's a fourth way to pull that I don't know about yet, and that'll be number 4. So that's it. I'm just leaving space for number 4 in the future to be proven wrong. So one of the RSD instructors that used to be here back in the day, do you guys know Ryan? Have you heard of Ryan? Yeah, okay, cool. So Ryan was, I met Ryan at a winter summit in Vegas, and he had this really interesting thing about him. We went to a strip club. One day, none of us pulled. So this happens, by the way. It was me, Tyler, Brad, Max was there, and Julian was there. We all didn't pull one night from I think it's this marquee in Vegas, right? We're all like, what the fuck? We're all just confused, right? It does happen. I think it was during Summit, so the girls were hit up by 400 guys in the same club. So it got to the point where, you guys probably experienced this week. You go through oh hi. She's like, fuck off. You're like, what the heck? It's because there's 300 guys that hit her up that night in the same club. We're like, you, what's your name? Come here, right? 300 guys just did that before. She's like, what the fuck? So the way to overcome that is just do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Just be very chill. Be very chode. Do chode approaches in the club. That's how you counter that. So we went to this club. I think it was my first time in Spirit Rhino, the best strip club in the world. And I'm like, hey, I was a big fan of Ryan. And I was like, hey Ryan, can I get a picture with you? He's like, tomorrow. This walks off. I was like, what the fuck? That's so mean. I like this guy. I saw his video stuff. I was like, why is he like tomorrow? Because he was just focused on closing a stripper. There was no other thoughts in his mind, no other distractions. He was completely selfish in that moment. If you are worried about if your wingman is going to be offended, you're not going to be a closer. If you're worried about if a girl has a group of guys in her group, and if you're worried about offending the guys, you're not going to be a closer. If you're worried about waking up in the morning because you had some appointment, you're not going to be a closer. Your focus has to be singular. One single focus, closing, right? One single focus. If you're worried about looking like an idiot, not going to be a closer, okay? A closer is selfish. That is the quote I want you to remember to yourself. The closer is selfish. That was actually the night I got Max's first strip lap dance in his life, by the way, too. That was pretty fun. Yeah. He's like, what is this? This is amazing. This is he just came from Austria that night, or that week. He's like, what is this? This is amazing. I come from a 5,000 person cow town. This is crazy. I got him his first lap dance. He was just yeah. So we're pretty tight since then. So yeah, I showed him the Western ways. So a closer is selfish. Okay, selfish. Closer is selfish. Now, what I'm going to do is get into infield and give you some proof. Speaking of Max, I'm going to be like, this is proof This is proof. This is proof. Pause. How about another concept? Pause. How about another concept? Oh, you still don't believe me? This is proof. We need the proof. What I'm going to show you first is I'm going to show you a typical example of my game. Just kind of like set the tone. I'm going to show you just a regular number close. So you can see how my vibe is, see how I carry myself, etc. See how my typical closes are. My typical sets are. I'm going to pause throughout the set so you can see what they're like. And then we're going to move into killer instinct sets, right? Because I gotta show, I can't just start with the Madison grab the can and walk out the door with her over his shoulder. I can't start with that. I gotta start with showing you the basic stuff, baseline level stuff, and then show you how it escalates. I'm also going to show you some sets with students, so you can see the difference between me and students where there's opportunities that they're not jumping through the window. Okay. This is the wrong PowerPoint slide. So there's 2 more points I'm going to pull up here. I'm going to recommend to you. Another one is a theory called 5-5-5. Write that down. The only thing that matters in pulling is the first 5 seconds, the first 5 minutes, and the last 5 minutes. 5-5-5. First 5 seconds, first 5 minutes, and the last 5 minutes. The girl is going to get all the evidence she needs in those time frames. The first 5 seconds, what's the evidence she's going to get? Eye contact, body language, voice tonality, yada, yada, the things that make a good approach, okay? The first 5 minutes is going to be the social hook point, where she decides that she wants to keep talking to you. How do you know you've reached a social hook point? Simply, she just asks you some questions. She's like, oh, where are you guys from? Oh, how long are you guys here? She starts engaging in the conversation. First 5 minutes. Most of the evidence you're going to get or going to give the girl is in the first 5 seconds, first 5 minutes. How? By overcoming obstacles. Perfect. And then the actual pull itself happens in the last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes is where she decides if she's going to come with you or not. That's when it happens. Because I'm sure you've had this before. Girls are like, yeah, we should totally grab food later. And then what happens? A song comes on. Bye. You know, what's the latest song that's on right now? I don't know. It's like Justin Bieber's Sorry. I love this song. Show some Diplo shit, and she's gone. And you're like, but we had a verbal agreement. We had a logical understanding. I'm like, fuck that. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about your logical understanding. She doesn't care about your verbal agreement. Gone. All contracts have fine print to be canceled at any time by a girl. All verbal contracts. So what happens is the last 5 minutes is where the actual pull happens. The last 5 minutes is where you make it happen, overcoming obstacles. Now, if you're pulling a girl, what happens in the last 5 minutes? Some other guy pops up and tries to pull her. Her friends will come along. She's worried about looking like a slut. All these things happen. The last 5 minutes is where it happens, okay? That's where your pull is. So I'm not too concerned about what happens in the middle of a set. I'm like, in the middle, I'm just chilling. In the middle of the set, the girl's like a bro to me. In between the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, she's like a bro. Oh, what's up? That's cool. Yeah. You actually see my sets, I call girls bro. I'm like, you're crazy, bro. I'm like, they're bros to me in the between, the whole set. And the last 5 minutes is what I care about, okay? In between all that's just the regular comfort set. So what happens is, it's the pulling trifecta, okay? The next concept I want to give you is pulling trifecta. This is what you need to pull. I've said this in many videos, but I'll say it again and kind of break it down. To pull, you need these 3 things. Seating, leading, not eating, no, eating pussy. Seating, leading, and defeating what is competing.
Wait, what's the last one?
Defeating what is competing. Yeah, competing. I used to say impeding, but then Owen's like, you should change it to competing, dude. So now it's competing. Because it's like it rhymes better. It's positive, right? It's positive. So seating is an action, a right action. Leading is a right action. Defeating what's competing is an action, okay? So seating is what? I know the best place in the city. We should go there. Oh, man, where are you staying? Oh, I'm in the Ocean View area. Awesome, my buddy's having an after party down there. We should maybe split an Uber down there, right? Seating the pull. I'm seating the pull 5 minutes into the set. As soon as the girl's like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, pull. As soon as she's like asking me questions, pull. As soon as I put like the girl's arm on my arm, and like we're like walking across the bar, I'm thinking pull. As soon as I spin handshake, I'm thinking pull. I'm obsessive, pull. That's all I care about. Why? Because phone numbers usually mean shit. Like 90% of your numbers don't even answer anyway. So what the fuck does it matter? So pulling, seating. And then leading is literally taking her by the arm and saying, hey, let's go find my friends. Let's go find your friends. She's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Perfect. It's an excellent idea. We should go to the bathroom like it's my decision, right? Hey, I'm sorry, I can't stay in here and talk to you. I'm looking for something. Perfect. Let's go find something. Put her on your arm. Lead her to something. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Let's go sit down for a second. I'm tired of my feet. Let's go sit down, right? Leading is, I want to drink at the bar. Come, let's get a drink at the bar. And this is how you lead. The best leader I've ever seen in set was Derek. You hold the girl's hand, you kind of like scoop her arm, like very, very gently brush the back of her arm, and go like this. And look at her in the face. You'll see sets here where I have students that are leading like this. And this is bad because of why? No eye contact at all. So the girl's like kind of just like nervous, like, where the fuck am I going? She doesn't get that confidence and reassurance by you looking at her in the eye as you're doing it and smiling and nodding, right? There's a lot of ways to lead around the club. Jeffy has a great few. He's like, sco, right? Or just gibberish. The less you can say, the better. Right? We actually do that on the second night of boot camp. We tell all the students to like pull girls over to us, and like the only words they can use are gibberish. Right? Because the trap that most of you guys are probably falling into is you're over-explaining yourself verbally. You know what would be great if we maybe went over here and my friends, I don't know if, do you want to? Do you maybe kind of want to perhaps? Like you're over-explaining verbally and there's more behaviors, okay? Leading is a behavior with words sprinkled on top. It's a behavior, it's an action first with words just kind of like thrown in there. That's leading, okay? That's gonna be the infield, yeah? Yeah. All right, can we get some lights down here? This is Madison with Real Social Dynamics, and I want to make a special announcement. Now, if you're watching this video, it's possible you're just not completely satisfied with your dating life. Either you're always friend zoned, or you run out of things to say. It's also possible that you just don't know exactly how to get physical. So there is a problem, but maybe you don't even know what the challenge is. You just know that you're depressed, up at night, worrying. Something's not right here, right? With your friends, with your social life, personal work, strangers. You probably feel like you're stuck being a failure forever. Do you wish there was something that you could do to make an immediate change? I'm proud to tell you that that was the past and this is the now, the start of your new journey. Introducing the Madison Bootcamp, your key to social success, sex worthiness, and general just confidence with women. I'm gonna be your coach and I'm gonna be your mentor, face to face, taking you out in bars, lounges, and clubs in your city. I spent the last 10 years working through every single sticking point that you have ever had with women, all right? I've taught everybody from CEOs to college students, and I've also toured with every single RSD instructor, especially Tyler. This is gonna be the most satisfying program of your life. You're gonna leave more confident, more alpha, more sexy, and more charismatic. This is gonna be the start of a new you. I'm gonna transform you into the man that you always wanted to be and put you on that journey and a roadmap to success. Don't argue with me. What's the #1 rule of boot camp? Yep, girl. There's girls all around you, you're skipping by them. 5 push-ups. I'm gonna bring you over to headlock, so you're even worse. Do you want me to bring you over to headlock? Hi, sorry, excuse me. This is my friend. He was shy to talk to you, so I told him I'm gonna put him in a headlock and bring him over to say hello. So here he is. Hi. If you promise to commit to change, I will promise you results. You went back to being funny again, right? Didn't it work? The hand things. You gotta be more assertive. Improvement?
Yeah, a lot.
Forward progress.
That was huge.
Huge moment, yeah. Imagine yourself being socially free. Imagine yourself getting the hottest girl in the club. Imagine yourself breaking through all of your fears. Imagine yourself having new emotional epiphanies.
I'm more like scratch me and pull my fucking hair.
I bet you.
Make my asshole this big.
Oh, gee, that was interesting.
Thank you.
And you can see the shift immediately. Yeah, that was eye-opening to see.
You're gonna be able to approach women with confidence and effortlessly, and you're gonna be able to seduce women in ways that most guys wouldn't even dream of. The Madison Bootcamp, 3 days to your manhood.